Hey everybody, it's 1980s one-hit wonder week, and we are going to have a classic one-hit wonder today. We are going to do DEVO and their song Whip It, and it definitely is a one-hit wonder. I cannot think of any other songs that DEVO did. I'm sure there are some of you out there that are probably fans that are going, oh, but they did this, or oh, but they did that. But basically, internationally, this was their only really big hit for them. And I think it was the only one that hit the top 15 on the US charts. Anyway, it was everywhere back in the day, and this is going to be a fun one to check out. If you like what I'm doing, you can give this video a big thumbs up, and if you are so inclined, you can subscribe to my channel. It really does help me, and it shows me that things like this, the one-hit wonders, are something that you are interested in. Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to do the official video, and I cannot remember the last time I actually saw Whip It the video. Here we go, DEVO and Whip It. This is such a funny song. I mean, really, it's just complete nonsense. I mean, really, the lyrics are silly. It's just about, you know, the way you're going to solve your problems is by whipping them. And, you know, it's just so funny. They are very kind of robotic looking in their movements and very serious. And it's just such a silly kind of novelty, fun song. And if anybody knows why they started wearing those particular hats that look like plastic planters upside down, I mean, if you can tell me why they're wearing those, I would love to know, because I just think it's absolutely hilarious. I think everything that they do is just for fun and maybe to poke fun, I guess, at things. Anyway, this is absolutely hilarious, and it really falls into that category of a one-hit wonder. And what a sort of crazy kind of 1980s it really was. When you see songs like this, I'm sure that if people had never seen this or heard this song, they'd be like, what is this song all about? Interestingly, this song actually there were 4 particular demos tapes of this song, and they layered each one of them and to make actually kind of a smooth, sort of consistent feel for the song. And the whip sound is actually not a whip at all. It's actually made from a synthesizer. So, you know, you really hear that drum beat and then that very kind of basic sounding synthesizer in the song, and then the whip, and that's basically most of what you're hearing in the song. But the whip is also a synthesizer as well, and I thought that was actually kind of cool. Anyway, let's get right back into this. Rewind a teeny bit. Don't want to miss any of this fun.
Try to detect it. It's not too late to whip it. Whip it good. Good time turns around, you must whip it. You will never live it down unless you whip it. No one gets away until they whip it. I say whip it. Whip it good. I say whip it. Whip it good.
absolutely hilarious. I mean, you almost have to ask yourself, are you surprised that this actually made it as a big hit in the 80s? There were some really hilarious songs that did make it big back then. I just think it's absolutely hilarious. These guys had a very, very good sense of humor. And apparently everything they were doing was basically a satire. That's what they were doing in this video. They were satirizing everything. And they've actually said that they were sort of satirizing the American optimism and the whole notion of capitalism. And they were trying to basically come up with sort of cliches. It seemed like motivational kind of ideas, and that was what the WHIPIT was. So it was just nonsense, and they actually said that it was complete nonsense, and they were surprised that it actually did become a hit. Although their record company was happy that it did become a hit, because they were actually told that if they didn't do well on this particular album, that they would be dropped from their label. Well, I guess they survived and did okay, because this song did them very, very well. It hit number 14 on the US Billboard charts. The video itself was also a bit of a satire, and apparently they said they were kind of poking fun at the whole notion of that cowboy sort of mythology, and were also poking a bit of fun at the future President Ronald Reagan, since he was an actor, and they just thought it was kind of funny. And they were just kind of really not jiving, I guess, particularly with his politics. Interestingly, this song actually has been covered by Pearl Jam, and I actually cannot imagine Pearl Jam singing this. And if anyone has actually ever heard this, please put it down in the comments and let me know what it's like, because I have no idea how this would actually sound with Pearl Jam. They're kind of a grunge band, and it would just sound kind of completely different. And since it's basically a satire, I'm not sure how this would actually go over if Pearl Jam actually did it, but who knows? Maybe they did some cool, really things with it. Who knows? And interestingly, this song has kind of really sort of developed again in popular culture. And if any of you have ever seen the commercial for the Swiffer mop, they featured this particular song in that commercial. And they actually agreed to do this because they thought it was absolutely absurd. They thought, this is absolutely crazy that somebody would ask us to do this song in a commercial for a mop. And they thought that it actually came full circle, and basically was showing how silly and absurd and nonsensical it all was. And in this case, now showing how we're just dealing with consumption and commercialism and how it's just completely over the top. So these guys are actually, I think, quite the thinkers. And there's always sort of a bit of a method to their madness, I guess. Anyway, that was a ton of fun, and we will continue to do more stuff on the One Hit Wonders Week. Okay, everybody, I will see you all again next time. Everybody have a joyful day. Bye-bye.